Mindful eating is an approach to food that focuses on individuals' sensual awareness of the food and their experience of the food. And it could be something very simple and small you start to really make significant differences in just your overall health. So many components of overall health use mindfulness as a mental tool, but they are now using it in the nutrition realm. You're seeing it a lot with psychology for disordered eating or binge eating or under eating or stress eating, but it also can be used as something just to enjoy yourself. So it's just to get the most from your eating experience, and you enjoy actually the textures and the flavors of the food, and you will actually be satisfied. So it goes all the way from the planning and the purchasing of the food to eating the food as well. How can this benefit me? You can build a positive relationship with food. Many people have negative relationships with food. This can be caused from traumas you've had. It could be that you were raised in a household where your mother was extreme with diets, and so therefore you feel that relationship with food. It could be that there are certain associations with food because you maybe had vomiting every time you ate something, or if you were sick and you had something that caused you to feel not well. So that it can build those positive relationships and put that relationship in perspective with food. Being more aware of your actual hunger and satiety. Also, you're aware how food affects you individually. I get so many people that come to me for food allergies, but have no concept of, is it actual food? What types of food? Is it the quantity of food? When we do mindful eating, we're able to kind of narrow down the foods that possibly could be affecting us because we're aware of everything we're eating. And then you also can find new foods that you may enjoy. Mindfulness takes away the prejudgments you have about food, and you become more open to trying new things. Is mindfulness about weight loss? Not necessarily. Have they shown in research that it can help with weight loss? Yes. It can lead to that outcome because you take the time to eat. You're more aware of your hunger cues. Are you validly hungry? You're satisfied with eating less. And you're most likely more willing or more able to make better choices because you're more aware of those choices you're making. What are attitudes that come about with mindful eating? Non-judgment. It takes that judgment, oh, that's a bad food, that's a good food. It takes all that out of it. It is not about necessarily eating the trend. It's not about what other people think about food. It's purely what you feel about food and you trying this experience and experiencing the food yourself and you building opinion about it. It teaches you patience because mindfulness slows you down and you actually have to be aware of what you're doing. Infant-minded, you're taking that time to discover the food like it's new, like you've never seen it before. You also have to trust yourself and your opinion. It is not diet-driven. So it is about you and your relationship with food and being more healthful as far as that goes. Conserving, because if we're mindful about what we're eating, how it was packaged, where it came from, when we're mindful about that, then maybe we can conserve more food, be more smart about the choices we make as far as for our environment as well. Also, acceptance. It helps you to accept maybe your eating habits or why you're doing what you're doing with your eating habits, and then letting go of those poor habits that you might. So some tips for mindful eating. So when you're shopping, plan ahead and do a shopping list. You're more aware and you're shopping with a purpose and you're planning out your menu, then you're able to grab healthier items from the get-go. It also helps with stress and anxiety, also helps with cost when we plan. Pay attention to hunger. When you go into a meal not starving, hungry but not starving, then you eat the proper portions. And that's part of what this concept called intuitive eating is, eating based on hunger and being very aware of this. And so something you can do is you can also journal when you eat something, the feelings you get, whether it be physical or emotional feelings. Start small. We don't need to get this massive plate, sticking to the 9-inch plate we discussed, getting that proper portion. You can always go back for more. Sit and enjoy your food. It takes us about 20 minutes for our brain and our stomach to connect that we are actually satisfied and full. So we need to take the small bites, chew well, take our time, and slow it down. How do we start? This might seem overwhelming. Maybe start with one meal or a snack. Just pick one thing small, then build from there. But pick a meal that you're at with no distractions. So trying to find a time where you're away from distractions, TV, computer, music, or you do this as a family and you teach your kids, hey, for the first 5 minutes, no talking, just really taking in the taste, the smells, and being aware of that. And then, like I discussed, sometimes journaling really helps people to kind of make it more of a project concept to get through this. And then from there, you can just do it after you build the habit.